Now that we debatched the car and removed the ghosting, it's time to round out the look by installing smoked taillight overlays and replacing the chrome emblem. So I'm about to install these light smoked overlays over the taillights. Since I removed the chrome from the back of the car, I think these would kind of take the highlights out of the lights and it'll make them look pretty good. So yeah, I think that should be nice. So I've already cleaned the taillight, so it's pretty clean. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take some rubbing alcohol and give it one final pass, because rubbing alcohol is good to remove any contaminants that may not have come out when you initially cleaned it, but it also evaporates almost right away, so it's the right thing to use. So just wipe it, clean it, and in a matter of seconds it'll be ready. So this is gonna be a wet application. So what I did is I got some water here with a couple drops of detergent, and I'm just gonna saturate the entire area that we're gonna put the overlay in with this water. If you have a spray bottle, that's fine, you can use that too. Doesn't really matter as long as you just get it wet. And this is gonna help in putting the sticker on there. Now, I'm gonna line the edge right here with this little ridge right here. I figure if I put it up to that ridge and not up to the light, then there's less chance of it coming loose in the future. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So that's my take on it. Don't be too concerned with getting it perfectly on there, like pushing it in perfectly into the plastic, because we're gonna do that afterwards. Just be more concerned with aligning it right. That's not aligned right. So see, like you can already tell it's not aligned right. So I'm just gonna grab it and see how the water makes it easier to move around if you need to. That's the purpose of it. And I think that's good right there. Once you have it where it's gonna go, along that center, just kind of squeegee out the water with your fingers, just like that. Get it all out. It's the same thing as putting a screen protector on your phone. Same concept. You don't need any special tools, you don't need anything. Fingers will do. And once it's wiped, look at it again and make sure there's no little bubbles in there that you may have missed. If there are, get them out with a microfiber cloth. I don't see anything else. So yeah, in a few days, this should fully cure onto the plastic. It's cheap and removable. So if you don't like it after you put it on there, just take it out and you know, no skin off your back. So I'm down to the final thing I have to do to kind of transform the look of the backside of the car. The last thing I'm doing is replacing this emblem. Now, I already replaced the front one, and I made a video about it in which I reviewed cheap emblems. Now, I said in that video, and I'll say again, these are very cheap. I wasn't necessarily very, happy with the quality, but they were cheap, so I can't complain too much. So it's just gonna be a placeholder until I can get higher quality ones. So I'm gonna get actual carbon fiber ones that are nice. But for now, I'm just gonna install this one. So to do the job, I have to use a heat gun, like I've used for the other stuff that I've done back here. Now, the same thing applies. Do not just sit there, you will melt this, and you can burn right through the clear coat and onto the paint. This is very powerful, so make sure you use it, properly. In case it doesn't come out readily after I heat it up, I'm gonna go ahead and put some tape all around it, because I might have to pry it with this, and I don't want to scratch up, the paint around it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. This might not be necessary, but just in case it gives me a hard time and I have to pry it, then I can just pry it without worrying about scratching up all the paint back there. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank this heat gun up and just start heating it up a little bit. So these, as you can see right there, these have little studs that go into holes back there. So you're not gonna be able to move this one around, and you can't put dental floss or fishing line back there. So you kind of just have to work it out. It's getting really hot in there, right? Really hot to the touch. So at this point, you got to be very careful when you touch it, or you will burn yourself. See now? Just got to really get under it, and looks like this is too thick to get under it. Oh, there we go. Whoa. That wasn't too hard. I'm gonna put some glue gun on it to get the rest of it. Just enough to get that, and that's it. Alright, I let the glue gun sit there for a few minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just scrape off the rest of this glue. So as always, anytime you're gonna put a sticker anywhere, you make sure you apply a little bit of rubbing alcohol to clean the area. That's what I'm doing now. This will ensure that the sticker, the glue, the adhesive, whatever it's on the back of this emblem, that it completely adheres to the metal. So obviously this is easy. This is kind of self-explanatory. You take the backing off, put it on there, like that. Big star goes to the left, which you can't get it wrong because the little pin on the left is smaller than the little pin on the right. So you really can't screw it up. It's the luck of the draw as to how easy it is based on how much glue gets left behind. Make sure you apply enough pressure to it so that it really adheres. I think it looks fantastic. I think that for how cheap all this stuff was and how easy it was to do, it provides a really striking difference from before and now. The only thing that I'm gonna end up doing is probably adding the direct injection turbo badge right here. I think that'll look great with a red. But other than that, I really like the look. I think for this car, that looks great. And eventually I'm gonna replace the emblems too with some high quality ones, but not a big deal right now. So let me know your opinion in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching. If this was useful to you, support the channel by liking the video and subscribe to see my future content. Take care.